I picked the rest of my garlic. I have some fairly big ones. Look at that. And that. And you saw this one if you watched one of my previous videos. Oh, here's another big one. So I like those big ones. But my garlic patch is all harvested. Several weeks ago I bought some plants, and one of them was a rose. I put the rose, I left it in the pot because I wasn't sure where I wanted to plant it. I'm still not sure where I want to plant it. But I had it in a little row of plants that get water, but I had it sitting in the one spot that didn't get water. And we were gone on vacation. It came home and my rose bush was all dry and crispy. However, I think it's still alive because the branches are still green. And there was one little place where it had some leaves that were not all crispy. So I've trimmed it up. And hopefully it comes back to life. Let's see if I'm showing it to you here. There we go. You can see the leaves that are still there we go, the leaves that are still good on it. And the rest of the branches are still green. So I think it'll be okay. The other thing that I did today, my mulberry tree was planted in a smart pot. What was it, a 5-gallon? 5-gallon, I think. Anyway, I've shown it to you a few times, but it's looking really good. So my husband told me where he'd like it to be planted in the yard, and so today he helped me dig a hole and we planted it in the ground. Hopefully it's in the ground soon enough that it can be strong by the time we get our first frost in the latter part of September or 1st of October. I put a little teepee around it so that it doesn't accidentally get mowed over when he mows the lawn. And I put some blood meal and bone meal and a little bit of all-purpose fertilizer down at the bottom of the hole, and then I put the root ball in there. This particular location at one point had a tree, and I don't remember a tree being here, but it had down, as my husband dug down, it had pieces of wood that were mostly already all composted, so that should be good for it. And I gave it a really good drink of water. Here's where my garlic was. I also came out and put some trellises or stakes on the tomatoes that I've got right here. They've got blooms on them, so I'm hoping we get some tomatoes soon. And right here is where the tree was. My sweet potato vines are looking really good. And my fig tree is looking good. I have a bunch of weeds to get in here and eke out. The other thing I wanted to show you was my elderberry bush. Yesterday, that one in the middle there, are you seeing it? Actually was white like the others. I didn't realize they bloom, that the blooms get done so quickly. So they were all white yesterday and really gorgeous. I should have taken a picture of it yesterday. And I need to get down and take out the lower limbs and get rid of all that creeping Virginia. Looks a bit like a jungle out here. Weeds along with catnip and my beautiful lilies. I trimmed some of this tree earlier on, but it needs it again. My husband just wants to cut it down. This one too, I think they're the same kind of tree. My daisies out here are looking good. And I think someone told me a couple years ago that this was a 4 o'clock. I don't know, I'll have to use my picture this happened. See what it says. I have an infestation of thistle here. We're back there. I'm supposed to have some sweet peas. I have some, it looks like nasturtiums. The sweet peas came up, but I wanted them to go up this trellis, but I think I planted them a little too far away from the trellis. And I think they've gotten overtaken by the thistles, which I've weeded out a number of times already. And here, for some reason or other, my beautiful petunias are looking rather worse for wear. They just don't look like they're getting enough water. Not sure why. Because when you look at the water, when it's watering, going in there, water's going in there, but it's not holding the water very good. Well, it's finally warming up. I actually had to wear a jacket and a sweater this morning when I was out working on the mulberry tree. It was, when I got up this morning, it was 54 degrees. When I was out working, it was in the low 60s. And when we've kind of gotten used to 95 degrees, that feels cold. But it's warmed up now. It feels like it, I don't know, I haven't looked at the thermometer. I am guessing it's maybe in the 80s. Because it's not overly hot. Feels good. Well, I'm going to show you my other daisy patch, and then I'll let you go. My stuff out by the, let's see if we can, a second, out by the poplar trees is looking good. Corn's finally getting tallish. Okay, oh, here we go, the daisy patch. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the daisies. I think daisies are one of my favorite flowers. Notice I said one of. There are quite a few flowers that are my favorite, but I love the daisies. Well, I noticed my filler word today seems to be the word well, and I need to work on eliminating that word from my talking so that I don't sound like an nincompoop. Anyway, well, there's another filler word. Anyway, as you know, I'm in Toastmasters and I try to avoid filler words. When I'm thinking on my feet, sometimes they pop into my conversation. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope that whatever you're growing is very satisfying. May the Lord be with you, and may you always seek the truth. Darlene from Darlene's Garden, signing out.